Hey guys, welcome again, and let's start with today's Leetcode daily challenge. And let's see what we've got today. Okay, so if it is check if grid can be cut into sections. Okay, you are given an integer n representing the dimensions of an by n grid with the origin at the bottom left corner of the grid. You are also given a 2D array of coordinates rectangles, where rectangle I is the form start x start y and x and y representing a rectangle of the grid. Okay, each rectangle is defined as this, that bottom left corner is start x start y and top right corner is and x and y. Note that the two rectangles do not no two rectangles overlap, and your task is to determine if it is possible to make either two horizontal or two vertical cuts on the grid such that each of the three resulting sections formed by the cut contains at least one rectangle, and each rectangle belongs to exactly one section. Okay, and return true if it can be cut or not. So, if in this example, these four are the triangle rectangles, and we can make the cut along the x-axis, these two cuts, so that no rectangle is a part of more than one section, and each section contains at least one rectangle. Fine. So see what we can do here is, okay, instead of the whole section, let's talk about the rectangles. Okay, and let's talk about both the axes, along both the axes. In this case the answer is along the x-axis, but in this case the answer is along the y-axis. So we have to consider both the situations where we are checking our answers along x-axis and y-axis. Let's just say that initially we are checking through the x-axis, we are checking that we have got an answer or not. So what we can do here is the sections doesn't need to be equal. Okay, they can be of different sizes. So what we have to do here is we will go along the x-axis, and whenever we find end of one rectangle, like we start from this 0 to 1 to 2 this side, and we have this rectangle first. Okay, just a second. Okay, yeah, so we have this rectangle, we go along this axis, and whenever we find a end of one rectangle, we will have a one cut here. Okay, we will have a cut there, then we will start again, and now let's say take a limit. Okay, initially the limit is at 0, or we can say -1. Okay, so we'll start from here to here, one cut will be here, that we have at least one rectangle here along this axis. Okay, now the next section starts from here, and the limit becomes 2 here. So we come here up to here. Okay, and there will be two sections, and they both have at least one rectangle, and then we go up for the third section, and if we found a rectangle again, then yeah, wait, and okay. So this is how we can approach this, and And see, for this we need to sort this rectangles array. Okay, if we are using the along x-axis, then we have to sort it on the basis of the x coordinates. Like the x coordinates are 0 2 0 3, so it will be 0 0 2 3, uh, 0 0 2 3. Fine. Okay, this one 1 0 3 0, so 0 0 1 3. Two rectangle are at 0 0. Hmm. Yeah, two rectangles are at 0 and 0, and next two rectangles are, one is at 3 and one is at 1 and one is at 3. Okay, this is along the y axis. This is for the y axis basically. So if we try from here, okay, we start from here. If we try to do it along the y axis, we start from here, we go there, we go there, we go there. First rectangle which ends is at 2. Okay, can we do it a section? No, we cannot, because if we have a cut there, then this rectangle will be part of two sections. Okay, but how do we do this in code is the main question. So first things first, let's just try to do this with along both the axes, and we sort that rectangles array on the basis of that axis. Okay, if we are going for the x-axis, we'll sort it on the basis of starts. Okay, and then we'll count cuts every time we get a rectangle's end. So okay, so it will be like bool answer is equal to, basically it can answer can be either along the x-axis. Let's take a solve function, and we send here the rectangles, and along the x-axis let's take it 0, and along the y-axis, or okay, if any of them gives us a true, the answer is yes, true rectangles, and along y-axis it will be 1. And you will get to know I'm why I'm doing this as 1, because see, while sorting it, for sorting this, if we have the x-axis, then we will sort it on the basis of this 0, zeroth element. Okay, okay, and if it's a y-axis, if it's along the y-axis, then we will sort it on the basis of okay, start end. Yeah, when we make the cuts along the y-axis, on the y-axis, then what we will consider is the end point. Okay, start x, start y, and x and y. Huh. Okay, so it will be a1 start y. Yeah, start y, exactly. We will have one cut here and one cut here, so it is start y. Actually, for this rectangle, start y is 2. Yeah, okay, correct. So yeah, okay, let's write this function solve, and we will return answer, or we can just fine, we can just do this, that we'll just return this. Okay, solve boolean solve and vector of vector and rectangles, and second is the and x, let's say x is, it represents x's. So firstly we'll sort the rectangles array, rect dot begin to rect dot end, and if you guys know how to sort it on the basis of a particular element, it can be done in this way. like I have like crammed it kind of, so you can also remember this how to do this thing. So on the basis of xth element we are gonna play, and how we are gonna do it is we will get two vectors obviously. Let's say one is a and second is b. Let's reference them by their values. Okay, and it will return it will return ax is less than bx. This will sort this will sort this array on the basis of xth element. So if it's a x-axis, it will be sorted on the basis of start x, and if it is y-axis, then it will be one pass down here. It will be sorted on the basis of start y. Okay, start y, this one. Start x, this one. So if we are taking the y-axis, then this will be first cut, this will be second cut. But if we take along the x-axis, then this will be the first cut, but this makes this rectangle divided in two parts, and that condition we have to avoid. And how are we going to do that is, let's just say cuts is 0 initially, and let's take a limit which is initially let's say -1, because initially the limit should be something which we are not going to cross. Okay, now we'll go to each rectangle. Auto it of this rect will go, and what is the start of the first cut? The start of the first cut is basically it. If we are going along x-axis, it will be it0. If we are going along the y-axis, it will be it1. So it will be basically itx will be the start, and will be it k. If it's along the x-axis, and will be and x, which is at the third position, means x plus 2 it will be correct. And if it's y, then 1 plus 2, the last element 3, and y. Fine. So that is how we are gonna cut this. This is the start and end of this particular first cut. Okay, now, but the condition is that if start is greater or equal to, if start is greater or equal to, set, let's say we encounter initially we are taking as x is 0. Okay, along the x-axis we are taking the cuts on the x-axis. X is 0, we come over this, that start is what? It is 0. It0 is what? This will be sorted on the basis of x 0 0 1 3. So this will be 1, this will be 1, then this, and then this. So 0, this is the first. Start is 0, and is 2. 0 2 is the first. 0 to 2. 0 to 2. This is the first rectangle. Okay, this is the first rectangle, 0 to 2. So start is 0, and is 2. So if start is greater than the limit, then we have a cut here. Cuts plus plus. Okay, but we need to also understand that we can have one more cut. On the next rectangle we will go and we will check that it is 0 to 4. 0 to 4. Okay, that can be also one possible cut. Okay, but after doing this we have to reset the limit down. Now the limit is 2 here. Okay, up to 2 we have made a cut, so limit will be now 2. 2 means the max of the previous limit or the end of the current rectangle. Okay, so it will be this, and if at any point if cuts is greater or equal to 3, we are going to return true, else we are going to return false. Fine. So now if the cut is let's say along the x-axis we are making the cuts, we make a cut at this along this 2. Okay, after that the next rectangle come this. For this, start is 0 and end is 4. but the start is not greater than the limit, because limit is updated last time, limit is 2 now. So uh, start is greater than, is the start greater than limit? No, it's not. So cut won't be made, only one cut is up to there, and limit will be now 4. Limit will be 4 now. Now here is one cut. Now the next element comes, which is basically starting from 1052. Okay, 1052. Okay, so 10 is the start of it. 1 is basically the start of it, and end is 5. But the start is 1, so start is 1. Is 1 greater than the previous limit? Previous limit was 4. No, then the cuts again won't be increased. Cut is still 1, and limit will be now 5. This is the maximum limit we can have. Okay, then we go to the next rectangle, and it is there. So the cut, did the cut reach the 3 value? No, it's not. So then we will try along the cuts along the y-axis. Now along the y-axis, the first rectangle will be this on the sorted time. Okay, so start is 0, end is 2. So the end will limit will be updated to 2, and there is one cut along the 2 of the y-axis. Then the next rectangle is this. Now for this, uh, is the start of it greater or equal to the limit? Yeah, it is. Limit was 2 and its start is also 2. So again one cut can be made here along its end. So the next limit is 4. Now the next rectangle is this. We can also make a cut along this, but we won't. But that will be counted as one cut only. We have already made. Now the limit will stay 4. Okay. Now when we go to the next rectangle, whose start is 4 and end is 5, then is the start greater or equal to the limit? Yeah, 4 is the limit and 4 is the start. So again one cut more will be made, so 3 cuts will be total, and in 3 cuts every cut has a rectangle. So we solve this question on the basis of rectangles, not on the basis of the positions. Okay, we consider the positions of the rectangles. Okay, and we try to divide the sections based on rectangles, not just we are dividing sections randomly. Okay, we are trying to divide the sections with at least one rectangle in them, and then setting a limit for the next section, that the limit for the next section, minimum limit, should be at least the end of the previous section, because the section should be consecutive. It's not like one section then we leave some space and then second section starts. They should be consecutive. So limit must be at least the end of the previous rectangle. Along both the axes we check, and I think that's how we do this. It should be fine. Ax bx. Okay, there it should be this, and I guess there should be no problem with this. That was a pretty good question, I must say. But the only concept was like that we have to solve this with the approach that we consider rectangles as the sections. Okay, and for the next section we preset the limit, that this is the starting limit for the next section. It should start at least from here or more than that. Okay, that's how we can do this, and pretty nice question, I must say. So that was it for this question, and I guess like I'm not satisfied by my explanation, that was I really able to explain this question that good in this video. But yeah, like uh, it's like if you try to do this, it might take some time to reach to the idea of how we are doing this. But I tried my best to explaining it. Yeah, but that was about it. So that's it. Let's meet again tomorrow.